Donnie, what is this?
This is a Lesco Commercial Plus aerator.
Aerator. Okay, cool.
This pokes holes in the ground to aerate the soil to plant grass seed in.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you could plant other things, but
I like it.
I had a guy come up to me and ask me if I wanted to buy it. You know, and now it is planting season. He said it was broke. And, you know, I happen to work on these things, so we can fix it up here and sell it and make a couple dollars.
What's wrong with it? It looks pretty cool.
The chain is off up here, and they don't know how to put it back on.
The chain is off.
Yeah, right here.
I see a chain here. I'll bet this is some kind of safety thing.
No, that's how you drive.
Steer it?
Yep. You pull on this side.
So where are the safety things?
There ain't none.
Oh, okay.
So you pull on this side, and that's actually the throttle too, you see. So that gives it a little gas, and that makes it go yonder. You pull on this side, and it makes it go yonder. Basically, it engages these tines in here, so this side would pull,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
I'm sure you'd get a good little feel of it real quick.
You push that down now to get it down in the ground. Pick that up, and you're in transport mode.
Now I noticed the tines have dirt in them, but I guess that wouldn't matter.
Yeah, them tines are pretty good, really. You basically, like that one there's wore pretty good.
Zoom in so they can see what you're talking about.
Like you're looking at the width of this. See how that one's about the size of my thumb? But look at that one.
Oh yeah.
That's a new one. That one there is an old one.
So you said it's broke.
Yeah, the tines won't pull because the chain's off.
Joe left me a note and said, I asked him, and he said it's broke. Okay.
That's good.
So what's broke now? Joe doesn't go to that in depth of diagnosis for me. He just says it's broke.
This one, the chain's broke.
The chain's broke. The chains look fine.
No, not these chains. The drive chain down there in the bottom.
The drive chain, okay.
This chain right here. See, there's a little sprocket there.
What is this thing on the front of it? It looks like a is that plastic?
Yeah, that's plastic. That's a drum. Basically, it's going to flatten the damn ground out when it rolls over it. It's like a steamroller.
Oh, so that it can, that makes sense, so that it's nice and flat whenever it rolls over it, because if there's a little bit of that in it, the tines might not go in where they need to go. So the chain is down here on the right.
Yeah, right here.
It looks crooked.
Yeah, it's off the,
It's off the scrawl, the cog,
the sprocket.
the sprocket.
And it's stuck behind the bolt.
Okay, so that's all that's wrong with it?
Well, they didn't know that.
All right.
But yeah, that's what's wrong with it. That's why he didn't know how to use it. Every time he tries to go, it shuts the motor off, and he thinks the motor's bad.
How many of these have you worked on?
Hundreds.
Okay. All right, well, let's fix it.
Hey, and by the way, I used to work for Lesco.
That's true.
So I've been certified in these.
You took classes on this.
Yes.
In the class, did they explain how to fix the chain?
No, if they did, we was in the wrong class.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you couldn't figure it out on your own, you was in trouble.
Okay. All right, so what are we going to do?
We're going to have to put that chain back on there.
Okay, so step one,
Is
you
get
take
down-
all this stuff off the side, right?
No, you get that. Well, you can probably.
What if you lay it on his back where you could see it a little better?
Oh, you can do that, but then you're going to flood the carburetor.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And you couldn't tilt it that way.
No.
You're just going to have to lay on the ground, aren't you?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
Well, I got to get some cardboard first.
Oh, yeah. That's a good
Okay.
point.
This one's going to be a bear.
Let me get over here where I can see something. This one's going to be a bear, people.
How it's locking up.
Uh-huh.
That's what it was doing, and they thought it had all kinds of problems to it.
You got to have that finesse, people. You got to have them. Got to have the magic touch.
Yeah, the hard part's getting it out from behind that bolt. It's hung, the sprocket's got bolts in it that's got it bolted to the housing. and it's stuck behind them bolts. And the chain does not want to give right and left.
Look at that technique, people. Look at that. Got the dollar store chisel.
Dollar store chisel making it happen.
Now, Donnie, that's not your chain chisel, is it? That's just a piece of something pointy you found laying on the ground, right?
It's a wood chisel.
Yeah. But it was you're just using it because it was laying right there beside it on the floor. Am I right?
Yep. Right there, it's fixed.
Okay.
Man, it's tight too. You ain't got to adjust it.
Boy, that was good. So basically, it jumped off the cog,
Yep.
and you jumped it back on. Sprocket.
But the trick is them bolts right there. Them bolts, when it gets behind them bolts, it's a pain to get out.
Let's show them the bolts so they know what you're talking about. Now, we're probably going to have a lot of people watching this that know all about this.
See them nuts? You can see where they got behind them and scored it there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're back on now.
Yep.
Does that happen pretty often while they're running it?
Yep. You get it in a bind on the side of the heel and it'll do it every time. So on these Hondas, the big thing with these Hondas.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You got to remember, Donnie, a lot of people watching don't know nothing about this stuff. You were saying it's a Lesco. Now you're saying it's a Honda. What do you mean by that?
The engine.
So the engine was made by Honda and just bolts on whatever they needed to bolt on, right?
Yep, that's right.
All right.
Okay, so
On these Hondas, you said?
on all these Hondas, they got an on-off switch.
Okay.
When I was working at Home Depot in the rental department, that was the #1 problem. Nobody turned them on.
Yeah, they'd bring it back and say it didn't work.
Yeah, and then you turn it on, they go, "Oh, really? I didn't know it had an on-off switch." So yes.
I had somebody come in the store yesterday, Donnie.
Yep.
We had a TV on the shelf
Yep.
that was for sale.
Yep.
For $25. It was a flat screen, just a little junky TV. We just had an extra one. It's sitting on the shelf. Girl walks up and says, "Does this thing work?" And I said, "Yeah, it works. It works good." And she's like, "How much is it?" And it said 25 on it, right? And I said, "It's $25." And then she said, "How many hertz is it?" "How many hertz is it?" And I said, what? And she then, "How many hertz is it?" And I said, "Oh, I'm not sure. You might have to look on the back." Like,
Who would know that?
what in the world? Well, I guess it's 60, but why? Who? Like, that's the weirdest question. So yeah. So they'd come in and they didn't turn it on, and they were probably pulling the hell out of that string and couldn't get it to start.
Yep, always. They call up, "Hey, this thing don't work. Did you turn it on?" Click. Okay. So the next problem with a Honda, let me get my light here, so y'all ain't gonna be able to see this. The next problem with a Honda, you look right here. See that? See what that says right there?
It says on.
Nobody sees the error in front of it.
Yeah.
So everybody says, "Oh, that's on." Well, that's off.
Yep, I could see where that would be a thing.
So now your gas is off. It's going to run for 5 seconds and shut off. It's got to be over there.
And so then they tried to fix it by putting this little sticker.
Yeah. And then the choke, to turn the choke on, is back this way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want the choke off, you got to put it where the gas is on.
Mm-hmm.
So the Honda's got that very confused there.
Okay. Well, I bet you know how to do it.
So
Let's do it. All right.
How's that side?
That's pretty cool.
Shut it off.
That's pretty cool, Donnie.
When you turn this side on, all it's doing is driving these tines.
Yeah.
Now this side drives that front drum also. And
Okay.
that's the one that was knocked off.
Okay.
So this one, when you pull it, obviously it's designed to be down in the ground the whole time. So when you pull this one, it will steer to the left. You pull this one, it'll kind of steer to the right.
Well, that was a pretty good fix.
Yeah, it's a nice, simple, quick, easy fix.
So you bought it and then it's broke.
Bought it and it's broke.
You popped the chain back on and now it works.
Now it works.
But the motor was already running for them, unless they didn't know about the on
The-
or the throttle or the other switch.
It's been sitting for a year because they couldn't figure out how to make it go.
Now, let me ask you, why are there two on switches on the motor?
What do you mean for the gas and the...
Yeah.
Well, in transport, you want to have your gas off.
Yeah.
Because this thing's jockeying around. There's a little float down there in the carburetor doing this. And if it's jockeying around and stuff going down the road in transport, that float will go up and down, and it'll flood the motor out.
But why? So why don't they just have that? Why do we need this one too?
Because this one
It turns off the spark.
This one kills the ignition. It turns off the spark. And this one just kills the gas. So it could run an extra 30, 45 seconds, a minute, maybe.
Well, that's pretty cool. There you go, folks.
Yep, and these have got weight bars. If you need to pick them up, you always pull this weight out. You know, that's 75 pounds or so. You can get off of it, make it easier to pick up.
Well, they have thought of everything.
And the front drum you can fill with water also
Uh-huh.
to make it smash a little better.
I guess that would depend maybe on where you're at and what kind of grass you got.
Yeah, what kind of soil you got, if you tilled it up, if you haven't tilled it, if you got a lot of like sod, you do it a lot with. You want weight to push it down.
At the house, if I don't do anything, and I notice in the spring, the ground is real soft. Like it's almost like the dirt has fluffed up a little bit. Whenever you step through it, you'll leave footprints. But in the summer, once it's dried out and it's been compacted and everything, it's rained and everything, it's not like that. It's pretty solid.
Yep. This is it's gonna be a good one. We'll make a little money on this one.
So where are you going to sell it?
Yeah, I don't need it. I got one for the back of the tractor. So,
Well, cool. All right, there you go, folks. If you want a Lesco model
split drive aerator.
split drive aerator,
And this one is a 25 inch. 25 inch, I believe.
he's going to check. I guess you go by the drum. No, you go by the tines, I'll bet.
Go by the time width. 20, it's classified 25 inch. It's actually 24 and a little bit. But 25 inch, let me know.
All
But
right.
you better hurry up because it's probably going to go quick because right now is the season.
Yeah, it's going to be gone this week because people wanting to aerate in the fall so they can throw down some seed so it'll grow back in the winter. I mean, in the spring.
Yep.
Cool.
Yo, if y'all like what you see, give us a thumbs up for filming it, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one.